All right, I want to make a video real quick to show you guys where the vacuum pump is. This is a 2013 Ford F350 diesel, and I looked on YouTube quite a bit. I couldn't find any good descriptions exactly of where the vacuum pump was that leaks, and apparently 6.7s have a semi-frequent problem of the vacuum pump coming loose and starting to leak. And it's not actually the vacuum pump that's leaking, it's the seal that is between the vacuum pump and the block, or that portion of the block there. So what you see here you have your one of your idlers, you have your fan and your clutch, and that's all bolted to this assembly here that's bolted back onto another portion of the block. This right here is your vacuum pump. From here you can access 1, 2, and right back. Let me see here. Let me see if I can get a good shot of it. It's just behind that hose, right? You can see that bolt just where this hose terminates at the bottom. That's a third head that you can see, and you can see it's kind of got oil on it. You can get to 3 of the 4 bolts that are holding that vacuum pump. With all you have to do is just take off your air box. Your air box, you got your clamp that hits onto your intake, and you've got 1 screw that comes out of this portion here. I think it's your, I don't know what that box is up there, but that sits right there. You got 1 screw that you take out there. Take off your air box with these 4 clamps, pop it off. It has to be unwoven from some of these pipes here. And then you can take your air box off, and you have access in just a few minutes to tighten 3 of the 4 of the bolts. I just did this. This bolt here and this bolt here were less than finger tight. They were just basically sitting in there. So I used they're 8mm, actually 8mm, or my little wrench, I think it was 5/16. Had a little tiny thing. You can't really get a socket on them because of the angles that they're at. So you're gonna need an open end wrench and a 5/16 or an 8mm. And you can tighten those up. I'm gonna see if that stops the leak, tightening 3 of the 4. The 4th one is on the bottom of the pump, and you would have to completely remove the fan shroud assembly and the overflow and the power steering pump, or the power steering reservoir, and take the fan off, or actually just unbolt this, take the belt off and unbolt the assembly that's holding the fan in order to be able to access that 4th bolt. So I'm going to hope that the bottom one is actually tight, and the top 3 were the problem. The one on the right, over here on the right, was actually pretty tight. I gave it a little bit. The front 2 ones that you can see very clearly, though, they were very loose. So hopefully that solves the problem. Hope this helps. Anybody out there with a oil leak? Symptoms of the oil leak were the oil dripping from the bottom of the motor. Looks like it's coming from the front. Looks like it's coming from the front main. And it looks like it was dripping down the front of the motor, along the bottom of the motor. It starts to look like an oil pan leak because the oil gets on the oil pan. It actually was dripping down from the tip of the oil drain plug, which I thought the drain plug was loose, which it was not. Traced it all back up here. I thought, man, front main seal's bad. No. Looked online and found the symptoms of the vacuum pump. So hopeless, guys. Hope this helps everybody out. See you later.